Mr. Anderson, would you rather take the subscribers or the money? Yo, I'm taking that money all day. We get paid today. Let's go. Today, we're here to review the brand new movie from Warner Bros., The Matrix Resurrections. This is the fourth installment of the very high acclaimed series of films known as The Matrix. Now, it originally started off with a very, influential film in the late 90s. It was The Matrix, and it came out of nowhere, pretty much, starring a very young Keanu Reeves, and it blew audiences away from its groundbreaking special effects, its very complex story, and just everything about it. And it's become one of the best films ever, I guess, best sci-fi film of all time. For me, personally, I don't really care for it that much. I mean, I like the first movie, but do I love it? No, I just never really clicked with these kind of movies, and I just thought it was a little too complex for me. But nonetheless, it's still a great movie. It has some sick action, some great characters, some pretty cool stuff, and in the sequels they wouldn't do that, but we'll get to that. So the first movie garnered such high praise that they made a second one. And that one was pretty well received. It got pretty good critical status. But, anyway, the third movie was awful. And it got no, approved from critics. Fans hated it, all that. For this new one, I wasn't the hugest fan of the looks of it, honestly. It didn't look that great. I thought it would be, not the best thing ever. And that's pretty much what it was. It was just kind of a boring and not great sequel. There's fun to be had with the Neo and some of the other characters, but the endless callbacks, the messy story, the very, very boring second act, and the confusing yet not great plot all mixed together for this very weird nostalgia trip for fans of the first three movies. Now, for me, I watched all of them in order right before they came out, for the new one came out, and I just didn't care for this new one, especially because I already knew it was happening. But this one was so weird and so confusing that I just didn't really know what was going on half the time. Recasting all these characters and putting them in Neo's mind and, making Neo see them as a different way, that was weird. Am I not the only one who thinks that? And there were so many good ideas here, but the execution was just awful. And that's probably why I didn't care for this one that much. Especially one of the things that got on my nerves was Trinity being named Tiffany. And she was in the movie for a good, 40 minutes. She was in it for, barely any. And they took so much time into Neo's character study. They in the first and second movie, they did that. You already did this. Now he's just a washed-up game designer. The Matrix is a game that he created. I'm so confused. I don't get it. And it's super weird. And there's a twist villain. Spoiler alert, it's Neil Patrick Harris. He's literally called the Analyst, and he controls Neo, but not controls Neo. I'm really confused. He's this, time witch guy who, controls Neo through, mind power or something. I don't know. Because he's, the head of the Matrix, and then Jonathan Groff comes in as Agent Smith to, not turn on Neo in one point, and then get on his side without any development, just out of nowhere, start shooting the analyst. I'm so confused. This third act was so weird and so confusing. I had no clue what was happening the whole time. One more main problem I had with this movie was the gaming culture. Now, Neo is a game designer. He designed The Matrix, and everybody that he now sees was from the Matrix game. So, the gamer culture things that are mentioned or talked about are very cringy, especially that one guy that he hangs out with, and I just, no, I'm just a no the whole time. I honestly couldn't care for all these side characters also. There were so many random ones, Priyanka Chopra Jonas shows up for a second, and she was a little girl from the first movie or the second movie, I don't remember. And I guess she has, a mystic connection with Neo or something, who can put him where the pods are or something. I don't know. They don't explain anything. It's the freaking Matrix. They don't explain absolutely anything. This is the weirdest movie I've watched this year, or last year. And, dude, I did not click with this movie at all. And I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. If you're a fan of it, good for you. This movie probably upset you too. I just didn't like this one. So confusing. And just no. Final thoughts in wrap up. Here we go. So pretty much the recasting of Morpheus and Agent Smith and addition of characters. That just threw me off from the right off the bat. I was really confused. And also the story was bad and the plot was weird and the writing was not great and it was really boring in the second act. And there was so many flashbacks. The first half an hour was literally just the first movie, but with the addition of those hacker people who did absolutely nothing. What is this movie? I'm honestly just not gonna think about this anymore. I'm going to see it again eventually, but what's just the point? This movie is so lame and not funny. Yeah, I didn't laugh once. It's lame, it's not funny, it's confusing, it's weird. The action is pretty solid in one or two areas. The final fight is very not great, and the characters all suck except for maybe Jonathan Groff as Smith. I liked him a good bit. That's pretty much all I like about the movie was Jonathan Groff. But I didn't really understand this movie. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it that much. I'm feeling a strong, I don't know, maybe a 4, I guess. I don't really know what to say anymore. And video game Matrix review, the Unreal Engine, that will be dropping this Saturday. I've been working on it, got some gameplay footage and all that. So, yeah. See you guys later. I can't really